going live. You are live. Hey, Greg, man, I listen to your program a lot. 100% agree with you, man. I might not agree with everything you say, but, you know, 99% of it, or let's say 90%, I agree with. These girls doing that stuff with the hair crap, fried, died, laid to the side. I was married to a black woman for 5 years. Fried, died, laid to the side. Freaking dyeing their hair blonde, okay, straightening their hair. Maybe trying to mimic white people. Plus, I'm part Swedish, man. I'm half Swedish, man. My people invented the Dutch braid. Vikings wore that shit into combat, you know. And there's also another thing on top of that where you plait the hair and you actually braid the braids into one big plate of hair in the back of your neck. Okay, that was used for self-defense, so they didn't get their heads chopped off. They had some uh, cushioning back there for a blow to the back of the neck. That was plating of the hair. I mean, you're right about these kids. Mom and dads are responsible for this stuff. When I was growing up, if you got picked up by a cop for drinking or being out past curfew, you didn't go to jail. They took your ass home and you got your ass whooped by your parents. That's the way it was, you know. I mean, you like to interview people like you guys like to interview people that are at the top of the game or at the top of the heap, or interview someone like me. Okay, I'm not talking about you personally, but all these guys. Interview someone like me. I'm not. I don't have no big podcast. I don't even want one. I can talk more on the street and go to the homeless and talk to the homeless and educate them a little bit, and that filters up. So I agree with everything you're saying, dude. I mean, I mean, and that thing that happened on the by the ferry boat. It's the South, man. There is prejudice in the South. I mean, I hate to say it, and I don't like to say it, but you go in the backwood and the boondocks in the South. I was stationed down there. You go there, you're going to meet prejudice on both sides of the fence, black and white. Okay, I'm not saying everybody's like that. I give the military 10%. 10% of the people are fucked up. So I hope you get to watch this, and I hope you say something. Um, I'm trying to do things here in Santa Monica, California. All right, I'm one person. I know what's going on here. This whole thing in Santa Monica is corrupt from the bottom up and the top down. I mean, they got their fingers in everything here. I mean, they can't tie the cops' hands too much because you got too many rich people. But too many rich people over there on the other side of San Vicente that live in Santa Monica that don't want them people coming up and robbing. They don't want the gangbangers coming up and robbing the houses. So we're pretty safe in Santa Monica because when the cops respond out here, they respond in force. You get 4 or 5 squad cars for one call. Okay, so it's not like L.A. But anyway, if you get a chance, dude, why don't you talk about the homeless industrial complex and the low-income housing industrial complex? Because out here in California, that's what's keeping the homeless on the street. That's what's keeping the prices high in the private sector. I call it the private sector because a lot of these places that deal with the homeless and low-income housing are nonprofit organizations. And believe me, these guys are clocking a freaking profit. Okay, believe me, they are. They got the executive director of both the homeless agency and the low income housing agency making $250,000 a year. Okay, how is that helping me down? They keep my elevator was out for like 3 months. I mean, almost 2 months. Okay, because they're using refitted parts. They're They don't even make the elevator anymore, probably. So they're rebuilding the park. You get shoddy maintenance and everything else. You get the least of it. They don't even use latex paint in here, which would be a hell of a lot easier. You just wipe the walls down real quick, get a good cleaning in here. You don't need to paint the walls again. You know, but they're so cheap. They want to keep their $250,000 a year paycheck at the top. And all the homeless people they might get a sandwich every day. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week, they might have some hot food in the morning. They have other people that come in and feed instead of letting them feed out. You know, where the homeless are, they try to bring all the homeless to one spot so they can get the money. Okay. Believe me, I've been here for over 20 years in Santa Monica. That's what they're doing. They have a homeless industrial complex and they have a low income housing industrial complex. They're sucking up all the money. And the people at the bottom are suffering for it. We're the ones that can't leave California. People like me, I'm disabled. I'm missing a leg. I have heart problems. I have surgery on my neck. I'm disabled. I'm marginalized, and I can't even get in-home supportive care is supposed to take care of the things I can't do in this house. I can't move the furniture to sweep under them up under the furniture. Oh, we can't let them move, but they can lift me out of a bathtub. Wait a second, something's wrong with that picture. You know. Plus, most of the low income or in-home supportive care, they're ripping off the government anyway. They stop coming and they have you sign. They don't even tell you how it works. They're ripping off the government. I have two workers started not showing up, and yet I'm signing for their paycheck. Okay, and what they do is they get you to sign twice, 2, 3 times, and tell you that's the way it's done, and then they sit over there and they'll take 3, 4 days off, and they don't care because they got fucking paid. I mean, all this stuff needs to be exposed, dude. You know, and I'm a person at the bottom of the heap. I'm not a podcaster, like I said. Why don't you start interviewing people like like me, not me personally, because I don't care. But some of us out here are freaking very awake. Okay, some of the stuff that you don't understand, I know what's going on because there's a bunch of strings that you're not looking at. There's a bunch of dots. When you're connecting the dots, you're missing some of the dots because these guys keep the dots hidden so you can't connect them. You know, I'm the type of guy that bends my opinions to fit the facts, not bends the facts to fit the opinion. Okay, that's anyway. Keep up the good work, man. Peace out. Simplify. Love you, bro.